can't we possibly collaborate with other countries, neighboring countries like Cameroon? Because we've also had stories of some of these terrorists coming in from the Cameroonian border with Nigeria.
Yeah, we are collaborating. The federal government will tell you that we are collaborating with them. But again, how effective are those things when you don't have the borders? You don't have security at the borders. Erecting fences, making sure that the people that are coming are supposed to come in. I mean, it's a tall order, but we can do it if we really are serious about checking security, because that is a major area. You cannot fight terrorism if you don't know really who you're fighting. And that's what seems to be happening. We keep running around chasing our tails.
Let me bring in this Uchenna's question. He says, Nigerians blame security agencies a lot. What about community policing? Terrorists are not ghosts. They have neighbors. They live among us.
That's true. The public does not trust. That's a good question. The public does not really trust the security agencies. That's another thing, because they have been burnt, by security agencies over time. So if you report something to the security agencies, they themselves, you might be arrested. They might come and say you're the one who's the terrorist. It happens to the citizens of this country all the time. So they are afraid to even report anything that they see. So what we're saying is the awareness has to be, it has to be with the security agencies. They need to get out there and show the public that they're with them. Work with the public, make them understand that we're in this together. That awareness program has to be massive, and it has to be consistent and constant.
Because I'm actually seeing a picture of a changed Nigeria, better developed with all of these challenges. Because now I'm still thinking about the bus issue.
Yes,
because the bus situation or management in other parts of the world is fantastic. And now someone is also asking, I'll use his actual word, he says, why is it that all bus parks are run by, what is it, agueros or what? Well, maybe are run by people who are not professionals. Now, if we start thinking towards that being professionally done, that can actually take care of our bus situation, terminals.
Yes, well, that it could. I mean, but again, that means the government teaming up with the business, with the business side of the business community, people invite investors in, or maybe some Nigerians who who know how to do these things, and let's work with them. Again, I think there should be a partnership between the businesses and the federal government. The federal government cannot do this alone.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking, because for a park like this, it was left unwatched.
Yeah.
And someone must have planted the bombs in maybe some cars or some places there.
Yeah.
And we can actually see the casualty figure.
And even if it's watched, how effectively are they being watched? Because I watch the police officers, or not just the police officers, but I watch the security agencies, and I'm not very enthused with what I see. I mean, sometimes, you see some people, making phone calls while they're sitting down or actually sleeping, But yeah, they're sitting there and they have a uniform. But that doesn't really help, right? I mean, we need to make sure that the people we have watching, the only time you see people very active is when the president is coming. Then you see all the security agencies out in the public. I mean, but that's not fair, I mean, the president, we're all humans just like the president is. Why can't we see you out there all the time? And why can't we see you actually watching? So there's a deeper problem. There's a deeper issue that goes into this.
Talking about policing, because I mean, looking at the way they so many questions in terms of when they arrived there, the crime scene, handling of the crime scene, and then it leads us to one major one, which politicians will always argue, depending on whose interest it is, state policing. Yes. What do you think about it? Do you think we should decentralize our police force?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think we should do that, but not at this time. We have to grow to a certain level mentally before we can set up things. We don't just go and borrow some ideas from the Western world and come and sink it on us. It might not work. So I think we need to deal with issues of corruption a little bit more effectively. You're not going to eradicate corruption, but you know you can check it more effectively. When that happens, then we can begin to talk about because what you're saying, having state police is also dangerous. You know, maybe the governor might decide it's his. Do you understand? This is my state police. I can do whatever I want with it. The governor's son might decide to slap anybody he
So
wants.
it's a palpable fear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a lot of issues.
Chris Marlowe is a security consultant and ex-U.S. Army intelligence officer. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back after this break. We've still got some more perspective coming through, so please join us again.